Welcome back to the revolution and welcome to Leo season. Here we are. I am sitting on the floor. I've been doing this quite a bit actually since Cancer season started, and I really like it. And I feel, for lack of a better word, grounded. So let's go with it. Okay. Considering the global situation and also how Cancer season has treated us, we feel so very ready to get out of the ocean, get out of the shells we've been hiding in. And although Cancer season was like this unending family party, there were a lot of us who were still hiding, who didn't want to connect, who didn't want anyone to see us. But now, as the sun moves into Leo, we want to be out there. We want to do everything. We want to see everybody. We want to connect because we're finally out of the ocean. We are not getting pummeled by waves. We feel the fire within ourselves and we want to share it. We want to multiply that fire and make more out of it. Except we have to do the very opposite. We have to get out of the ocean very slowly. We cannot rush. It will cause rigidity within us. What do I mean? I mean that when we rush, and Leos will be able to identify with this probably more than anyone, when we rush into a thing, it's because we're so sure of what we're doing. Now that surety, between that and rigidity, there is a very fine line. And we're not always on the right side of it. Displaying rigidity, which denotes stubbornness, this is a fixed fire quality, and it's very easy in this season to get caught up in it. So what do? How do we balance ourselves out when all we want to do is start living again, start going outside again, start meeting people again, really without fear, start enjoying ourselves again? What do we do with all that fire when we can't put our foot down on the gas, when we have to be slow? Well, one of the things you can do is look to astrology, right? Astrology is so helpful in this way. So astrologically, you have so much in retrograde. Let's go through it. Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, and as of August 20th, you have Uranus going retrograde. So the planets are forcing you to change, which is the opposite of being rigid. But the fire within you feels like the only way to stay or be authentic, to remain authentic, is to not change. So the stubbornness has, it has a point. The stubbornness is like, no, I'm authentic. I want to stay authentic, and this is how I am, and this is what I am. And the retrogrades are like, but you can't stay the same. Being authentic is not the same thing as stagnation, and we have to figure that out in Leo season. So, as you can tell, these opposing needs create quite a lot of discord. You have quite a lot of arguing going on in this season, and you have this sense of, I know I shouldn't take this the wrong way, but also I am going to take this the wrong way, and I'm just not appreciating it. Like small things that people say to you. For me, it started basically as soon as the sun decided to move into Leo. I was like, wait, what does that mean? Or what is she trying to say? Or listen, if you don't want to go, you don't have to go. Like, I'm not trying to force anybody to be around me. Like, everything hit a nerve as soon as the sun went into Leo. I was like, it was all about my pride. Like, oh, really? You had to be talked into something? Well, please, far be it from me. Like, you don't have to be talked into hanging out with me, thanks. Now, a couple of hours later, after speaking to my Virgo best friend, I was like, oh yeah, maybe I was being a little bit rigid or prideful. But in the moment, it was like, whatever. Like, just pride. So the arguments can start over nothing, is what I mean. Over simple, what are not even misunderstandings. It's one thing when you misunderstand something and then you're like, oh, my bad, I shouldn't. No, this is like you just taking things in a way that they're never meant to be taken, because your pride is out here looking for something to, exacerbate it. Gotta keep an eye on that. We're brave, we're bold, we're pugnacious. It means we want to fight. And then the next minute, we're scared, we're timid, we're sensitive, we want to hide. Very cat-like. We're out there, we're aggressive, we're pouncing, we have claws and teeth. And the next second, we're kittens and we're sensitive and scared and need someone to, put their hand on our head. The dichotomy here is so exhausting if you let it be, that you can make some serious mistakes in how you speak to people, and you can destroy friendships and relationships that mean a lot to you. So you've got to figure out, how do I say this in Leo terms? You've got to figure out how sharp your teeth and your nails are, how sharp your teeth and your claws are before you go out there running around. You've got to know what's irritating you, what's triggering you. You need to resolve that before you start going and being around people and just slashing and biting. That goes for everybody. Now, the biggest theme of Leo season this time around is security. And everything that I've mentioned so far really does speak to that. When we feel insecure, we will pounce. When we feel secure, we will be proud and rigid. Neither of those are acceptable if we want to have a good season. So how do we mitigate this? Well, everyone wants to talk and excuse me. I literally had to pause it and get something to drink. Everyone wants to talk and nobody wants to listen. So if you are not in love with the sound of your own voice, you have dominion over everybody, because everyone is so stuck in hearing themselves talk and, professing their beliefs, being the center of things, that if you sit back and just observe them and actually listen to what people are saying, because nobody's listening, you win. Because you know everything. Because not only are people very quick to speak, not listening at all, but they're also very quick to divulge things. So the smarter ones among us are, we have our ears pricked like, oh, what do you say? Oh, wow, I bet you didn't even mean to say that. That's indicative of this. This means this. We can come to all sorts of conclusions because we're going to have so much data to crunch, because no one can shut up. So don't get caught up and be one of those people who's doing all the talking. You do the listening. Now, Mars moves into Virgo. And all we want to do is work hard, which for the better part of August is not a bad thing. It will become troublesome once the sun also moves into Virgo, but we'll talk about that in Virgo season. Mercury moves into Virgo on August 11th, and it will stay there until the 30th. Now, what that means is that you don't want to just push yourself. You want to push everybody. You want everybody to be doing their best. You become that person who's pointing out to people what they could do better and what they shouldn't be doing. And that sense of perfectionism, it comes out in your communication starting on the 11th. And it's so damaging for people. It causes a lot of undue pressure and stress on people, especially people who really don't handle pressure well. It also creates a lot of anxiety and insecurity and feelings of unworthiness in those who, for whatever reason, can't live up to your perfection. It keeps people from starting amazing things that they would be really good at and could be super successful with if they didn't need it to be perfect before it started. I can give you my own example here, and it's something that I always tell people when they want to start any kind of a business. Leo season, my hair is just going to be alive. you can't wait until things are perfect. If I had waited until I had the perfect camera and the perfect background and even the perfect smile or the perfect wardrobe or the perfect sponsorship, or if I had waited until things were perfect to begin this channel, any other work I've ever done, I would never have started, because things are never going to be perfect. So those of you who are held back by not having the right accessories, accoutrement, whatever you need to do something that's in your heart that you really want to do, perfectionism is to blame there. And procrastination can be the direct result of that perfectionism, of you putting so much stress on yourself that stress then translates into, I don't have what I need to do my best. You absolutely do have what you need. Things do not need to be perfect, and it is not a reflection on you. Let me put it to you like this. Even if you don't have the right equipment, even if you don't have all the things that you wanted before you start whatever it is that you want to do, it is the quality of what you create, the content, the way you make people feel, the things you teach them. It is the value of your work that will carry you, not having all the right things. It's very important to remember. As soon as Mercury moves into Virgo, we're going to feel this way. And we may put a lot of pressure on ourselves, which is damaging, but we may put even more pressure on those who really can't handle it. And then we're damaging other people. And that's just not what we want to do ever. So if you criticize people starting second week of August, they'll leave. They'll run away. They don't want to hang out with you. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to be with you. They don't want to be married to you. They just don't want to be around you. Like, enough already. Like, okay, I get it. This is what you think, or this is what you require, or but if you can't take into account that I'm a human being, like, you have to understand Mercury in Virgo, but Sun in Leo. It's like Sun in Leo is like, listen, I am what I am. Like, what do you want? You know? Mercury in Virgo is like, yeah, but you could also do this, and you could be like this, and you should also be doing that. And it's like, people are just in their Leo bag. Like, no, like, if this is what you want to do, go do it somewhere else by yourself. Like, I don't have time for this. I want to have fun and live my life and be who I am, not live up to whatever false idea you've created in your head of what it would be if I was completely perfect. I don't want to be perfect. And if you say to people in August, like, I don't want to be perfect, they're going to look at you crazy. Like, what do you mean you don't want to be perfect? Yeah, I don't want to strive for some unattainable ideal and waste all the opportunities that I have to have fun and really live my life and get to know people and have good experiences. You know, I don't want to give all that away because I don't have the perfect outfit or the perfect car or the perfect, like, no, I want to have fun and live. And living and having fun have nothing to do with perfectionism. You know that some of the best nights you've ever had in your life is when you didn't even plan on going out. You had no outfit picked out. You barely like did your makeup or got ready or shaved or whatever you do. Like, you were just like, nah. And then you went out and you had an amazing time. Like, excess of expectations, you know, it kills joy. And if you're that killjoy in August, people will run away from you. So don't say I didn't warn you. It's irritating me just to talk about it because it's so, I think it's also so presumptuous. Like, now I'm gonna get on my soapbox a little bit. It's so presumptuous. Like, who are you? And why does your definition of perfection or what you think I need supersede mine? I mean, how do you know that this isn't perfect for me? You know, like, stop assuming. But if you want people to improve, now some of you are saying, yeah, but I'll only be saying it because I know that they could be better and I believe in them. Okay, so if you believe in people, be kind to them. Not critical. Remember, Virgos are healers. Kindness heals much faster than criticism does. Now, Venus will move into Libra on the 16th of August. And you can think of Libra as Venus's like summer house, you know? And it really does give us this pause where we can focus on love and beauty and romance and going out and meeting friends and having that, you know, really social, fun life for a couple of weeks. We'll feel that. On the 21st, we all collectively feel like our luck has come back. Like we feel lucky, we feel attractive. We're like, oh, this is what we're doing. People are coming up to us, people are talking to us, people are, you know, getting in touch with us again. Like all these things where we're like, oh my God, you're not even gonna believe who called me. Like you'll have a lot of those conversations with your friends. Like, oh my God, you won't believe who's coming back into my life. And it doesn't necessarily even have to be that you rehabilitate some romantic connection. It's just that you feel your mojo is back. And it's really, you know, your groove is back and you're really liking it. Now, let's get into the individual signs. So Aries, this month can be a little bit tough because you know what you want, which is wonderful. It's taken a while to figure it out. But now you got to put that up against what other people need and what they want. And that can cause a lot of difficulty for you because you're a very loyal person and you love who you love. And of course you want to provide anything and everything for them. But it's heartbreaking and terrible to realize that they don't want you to be as happy as you want them to be. They just want you to make them happy. Yikes. I'm sorry, but it's something you struggle with for the month. So not that you're asking, you know, we're just talking about the planets here, but not that you're asking, but my personal advice would be, you know, you've got to realize where other people stop and you start, where you begin and they end. And it's virtually impossible to do that if you're constantly putting other people's needs and wants above your own. It's been a long time since you knew exactly what you wanted and how you wanted it. And I don't think that it's kind. I don't think that it's in any way loving for people to try to derail you from that because they want their own needs met. Let them meet their own needs. Why am I getting mad? Wait, it's the Aries and you're like, let them meet their own fucking needs. Like, who are you? Like, yeah, I know, I love you, I'm related to you, we're in a relationship, whatever the connection is, but like, I'm not here to make you happy, dog. Like, you gotta make yourself happy. Yes, I said dog, I don't know why. I'm from New York. Okay, Taurus. Oof, don't be selfish, don't be selfish, don't be selfish. That's all you have to do. The love, the romance, everybody's talking to you, everybody wants you, everybody wants to, like, all you have to do is not be selfish. Share yourself with the world, baby. Like, everybody is out here, they think you're gorgeous. They can't stop talking about your beauty. They can't stop talking about your success. They can't stop talking about how much they love being around you. Like, you're a superstar. All you have to do is, like, don't be stingy with yourself. Like, give the people what they want. You know they want it. Give it to them. Oh, they want it. Oh my God, they want it. They want it so bad. You already started feeling this. I'm like, damn. Y'all really, like, pressed for me. Gemini. Okay. When I tell people that I'm possessive, they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, it can be an issue. Like, what's mine is mine. You got me. That's based in fear. And this month, August, but also, you know, especially Leo season, is going to make you confront that fear. It's going to make you confront your jealousy, your possessiveness, and the doubts that create that behavior. Everyone else is having fun, and you got to deal with this nonsense, but you only got to deal with this because romance is not worth anything if you have this if you have this neuroses. You have to first heal this before you can have a fun, loving, relaxed relationship. It's very hard to do that when you have to put someone in a box and put them in your pocket to feel good and safe, that they're not going anywhere and they're not going to abandon you or betray you. You know, A long time ago, I had a significant other's friend ask me, like, what do you want to do? Just put him in a room where like nobody can see him and nobody can ever talk to him? And I was like, what's wrong with that? And then I like heard myself like, what am I saying? We have work to do, Gemini. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that you can't party. It doesn't mean that you can't go out. It doesn't mean that you can't meet people. You will. But this work needs to be done before you can really give yourself to someone, because all of this is just barriers that we put up so we don't have to be completely open with someone, so we don't have to be completely ourselves and vulnerable. So, you know, if love is kind of exposing all of you to someone, what do you want exposed? You need to get rid of some of this stuff before you need to do any like exposition with anyone. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, this is like irritating me so much. We knew this was going to happen, right? Okay. Now, Cancer. For those of you who want kids, more kids, your first kid, want to adopt a kid, have just been thinking about kids, have been thinking about a deepening of your relationship, it just comes to a fever pitch. You have baby fever in every way, whether you end up getting a pet, you end up getting pregnant, you end up having knockdown, drag out fights with a partner, you end up, filing for adoption, whatever you end up doing, kids are on the brain. You want to love a little something new. Makes sense. Leo. As of the 11th, you have Mercury there. Oh, wow. You're charming. You're beautiful. Your heart is open. You are so generous. Everyone sees that light, and we all become moths. We all are flocking to you. We want to be around you. We want you to pay attention to us. We want you to only speak to us. Everyone becomes jealous and possessive with your energy. Everyone wants to be the one that stands in the light of your eyes and in your gaze and, can be seen by you. Everyone can feel that radiating heat off of you. It's so much. It's a bright flaming candle in the dark, if you will, right? Like everything is just attracted to you. Everything wants to see what's going on. What are you doing? What are you up to? What are you going to do next? Like, you feel like the celebrity that you are. Leos are definitely the celebrities of the zodiac. There's absolutely no question on that. Virgos. So, Virgo, you got Venus there, you got Mars there. Oh, who's going to stop you? Who's going to stop you, and with what? I'll tell you what's going to stop you. You being critical to people. The only person that can stop you in August is you. No, the only person that can stop you in Leo season and Virgo season is you. Nobody can stop you. But your criticism and your inability to ease up on people can definitely stop you. So this is now an exercise in tempering yourself. You don't have to criticize. You could just as easily just mind your business and enjoy your life. You'll be so much better off and you'll have so much more fun, trust me. And then in Virgo season, you can be as critical as you want to be. Libra. Jupiter is retrograde, Saturn's retrograde. It's all happening over here, love stuff. And the question that comes up, even though you feel like you've answered it a million times, is, are you fulfilled? Are you happy? You're successful, sure. You're settled, sure. You're beautiful, of course. But when you look around and you see people who are deeply in love or deeply passionate about something, or lost in a world of their own passion, there is this tinge of sadness in you because you want that. Think on it. Process it. Attract it. It'll come. As soon as you figure out what it is, it'll be there. So, oh, if you're wondering about my eyes, I still have this thing with my eyes since my accident last year. It is slowly getting better, but sometimes the muscle gets a little, just if you're wondering. Okay, Scorpio. I'm so scared I don't even want to read what I wrote. I'm scared. Okay. I think I've only ever said that about Scorpios or like around Scorpio and I'm never afraid. And then Scorpios are around and I'm like, scared. What's going to happen? Like, what are you guys going to do? Okay, I'm just going to read you what I wrote and then you can be mad at me if you want. You want love, romance, friendships, and all this stuff, but you're critical and you can be mean and then it pushes people away. So like first you like pull them close with your like beauty and your charm and everything and we love you and we're like, oh my God, they're being nice. Like, oh my God, they want to be around us. And like, yay. And then you get us real close and then you're like, criticize me. And you're like, aha, did you pull me close so you can stick the knife in further? Why? So don't do that maybe. Maybe just, pull people close and then put the knife away. Put the stinger away. Your charm, your beauty, your want of love and romance, it attracts everything. But then when it gets close, you start to see the detail and you're like, maybe I don't even want this. Sting. And you're like, no. You pulled me close. You can't sting me. That's not how this goes. And you're like, no, this is how it goes because I make the rules. Right? That's what we are. The rest of us who, if you're Scorpio rising, Scorpio moon, the rest of us who are not that, we're playing a game where the rules change constantly because it's your game and you change the rules whenever you want. So if you ever wonder why we kind of walk on eggshells, it's because we don't always know what the parameters are and what the rules are. So be kind to us, please, because sometimes we step over a line that you just drew, that we had no idea was there. It's like, I'm getting stung. I didn't even know. What happened? Please don't do that to us. Thank you. Sagittarius, the fire is lit. Finally, we are here. You are filled back up. You feel all the fire. You feel all the flirtation. You feel all the romance. Everybody's into you. If someone likes you, they like you even more. If there's a couple of people who've been liking you, they start like really liking you. You got to make some decisions, but you're not above juggling a couple of people here and there. You've got passion to spare. And the attraction level, like people are they're looking for you. They want that fire. They need it. They feel like they need it. So feed them. You have more than enough. Cap, you're taking risks. Wow. How often do I get to say that? I often think of Capricorns again, you have to remember I have 3 Capricorn brothers. I often think of Capricorns as the dad from Crudes, the first one, who's like super, super, super risk averse. And that really does, in many ways, characterize my brothers. Except, it's like they're so conservative and like risk averse in some ways, right? But then they all have like really risky habits, like motorcycle riding and taking like long extended trips to foreign countries and like wild partying. Like, so on one hand, y'all are so risk averse, and on the other hand, you're so wild and so risky. And in Leo season, you're wild and risky and everybody's into it. You're like truly your cardinal self. You're moving things, like you're moving mountains out of the way. You're like, that's what I want. I'm going to go get it. That's what I need. I'm going to do that. That new thing, I want to try it. That new thing, I want to taste it. Like, and everyone around you is like, wait, what? Like, my older brother will not try anything off of a menu. He's always going to get the same thing. And if they don't have what he wants, he's just not going to eat there. Okay. But at the same time, he has the fastest motorcycles and drives like a bat out of hell. Like, yeah. So now in Leo season, Caps are putting their risk averse nature to the side. They'll try anything. They'll order off a menu they've never seen. They'll, like you guys are like, if we're gonna party, let's party. And that's how Caps are in general. It's like, you'll be super conservative, but it's like, oh, it's time to get wild. Let's get wild. Leo's time to get wild. Leo season's time to get wild. You're all up for being wild. You never disappoint. That we know. So you always understand the assignment. Aquarius. Ooh. Deep relationships, deep conversations, connecting with people again, giving of yourself, feeling all of this energy exchange between you and others, these positive loops that you're creating, some loops that were there already and have been rehabilitated, all your connections coming back around to you, filling you up with love. This beautiful synergy happens between you and the people you respect and care about. And I think for the first time in a long time, you don't feel alone. That makes me emotional. It's always the signs that refuse to show emotion that make me emotional. It's like you carry so much and don't say it that when I tap into your energy, I can't handle it because I gotta say it. Like, I'm Mercury and Taurus. I gotta say it. Whatever it is, Vedic Mercury and Aries. I gotta say it. I gotta say what I feels. So when I tap into the energy of those of you who will not say it, I feel how pent up it is. And it just comes spilling out of me. Like, that's just how I am, But you're not holding back. Not in Leo season. You're letting it out. You're giving of yourself. You're talking. You're letting things out. You're saying it. You're feeling it and saying it. And not just saying it and feeling it, talking to your fucking wall. You're saying it to people. Like, you're exchanging real, like, heart energy. It's not just mind games. It's you're giving of yourself. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, Pisces. Please, Pisces. I feel like the water sign reads are like gonna get me in trouble. I'm not at all ashamed to say that the water signs make me particularly leery. Because the way water moves, like, it can get to you when you think it can't get to you. Like, there's nothing, you can't save yourself from water. You know what I mean? Like, look at all the flooding happening in Cancer season. You see it. Like, when water decides that water wants to move, you and what you wanted and what you thought you wanted and what you were is completely inconsequential. Like, water is like, oh, I'm gonna move you. And you're like, bye. So please take responsibility for the deluge that is your feelings, because you could drown us all if you don't, and we have no recourse, and we are really at your mercy, and it would be great if you didn't kill us or drown us with your emotional intelligence, because you can pick any of us apart, and we're all open sitting ducks in Leo season because we're all talking our heads off and exposing ourselves. And if you want, you can turn any one of us into a crumpled mess if you're in the wrong mood. So please take responsibility for your feelings and don't destroy us all, please. We love you and we are afraid of you because we're smart. So that is your Leo season all signs reading. And I leave you with this. Being the center carries a great responsibility. It's like being a superhero. When you shine, people notice. They notice what you do, what you say, how you behave, how you treat other people. Set a good example. Use the attention, use the light beaming from inside you, use that attractive quality to show the best of yourself, to inspire, to be a good role model. Because being that celebrity of the zodiac, of the universe, the celebrity in the stars, when you shine brightest, as the sun does, there are certain responsibilities that come with that and a certain way that you should conduct yourself, because whether you realize it or not, you are setting an example and you're inspiring others to be better than they are, or worse. And that may seem like a lot of pressure, but heavy is the head that wears the crown. And we all know you're the king. Happy Leo season. I love you so much. Look what this shirt says. It says, oh, it's you.